I think altogether 5 minutes of that game was good. The rest was just safe and boring football, but one win away from number 20. Look, I'm not going to sit here and at all try to say that that was vintage or that even that I enjoyed it. It was a difficult watch. We should have swatted them aside a lot easier, and we made hard work of it. But if we are looking for some positives from it, it was a clean sheet and it was a win. And I'll take it. I guess the big question I have, Heavy Metal D, and I guess a lot of other Liverpool fans is this just Arne Slot's style now? Is this what we're going to have to become accustomed to? Or is he just being pragmatic to get the title won, get over the line, get some players in that maybe feels he can mould into his type of player a bit more? Because, I hope it's the latter. Because, look, there's nothing wrong with winning. Nothing wrong with it. But it's not the most of entertaining styles, is it, that we've seen in recent weeks? And if we can somehow get back to a bit more attacking impetus or flair, I think that would make a lot of us more happy. Jay Mew said we can't go through next season with just 15 players. Yeah, we can't. You're right. And that's why we do have to have a squad of players that the manager feels like he can turn to. I hope that today, looking at the situation, that he realised that when he introduced Trent and when he introduced Elliott, we look different. Now, look, it's no surprise Trent coming on made us look a bit more attack-minded. That's what Trent does. We know Trent's qualities. But when you talk about Elliott, I think Elliott made a difference as well when he came on there today, and I hope that at least goes some way to showing Arne Slot that he can make a difference. Liverpool dominated that game. Only if our forwards could finish, it would have been 5. One hates to think what this season would have been without Mo. Certainly spurned a lot of goal scoring chances there today. I think even Jota coming off the bench, Stevie could have had himself a brace or a hat trick. Mo will certainly feel like maybe he left one out there on the pitch today, and Conor Bradley should have been shooting in some of the positions he got into. So yeah, I do agree with you. We were certainly by far the better side in the game. I mean, Leicester didn't have a single shot on target, but it never felt inevitable. You know, it just, I do think we left at least 2 or 3 out there on the table though. Some real weird misses today. Like Jota probably should have had a brace of headers. And I thought Stuart Atwell was all over the shop refereeing it as well. Like, it's one of the first time I've ever seen a free given out for a goalkeeper taking out his own defender, and somehow it ends up in a free. I'm going to sound like a grouch here, but man, I hope Slot is being lucky with his tactics and it's down to the player's experience. Or, excuse me, isn't being lucky with his tactics and it's down to the player's experience. He frustrates me with his lack of rotation. I don't think you're on your own about the lack of rotation, Benjamin. I mean, you can already see the comments from a lot of people in the chat that say, we can't go into next season relying on 15 players again. Not even having Federico in the squad today, I found particularly galling because, like I keep saying, and this isn't Arne Slot's fault, really, but as fans, we're conditioned to be told about making every penny count and that the football club can't waste money and we have to box clever and we have to find hidden gems and we have to make sure that every penny's accounted for. These are all things in some way or shape or form we hear all the time. I find it very difficult then to look at a 7 million quid a year salary being sat there wasting away. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why are we always being told by the club to bury our heads when it's something they don't want to address, like the Trent contract or Chiesa's future or the waste of money? Why is it these things with the club are off limits to being questioned about? I think everybody is alright. If you're going to cry arse about wages and making every penny count, then fans have every right to ask why you're wasting 7 million quid a year. And when I say wasting, I don't mean that to say Chiesa isn't good. But when he's not getting a chance to show what he can do. So it is money being wasted. But it's not wasted because of a lack of quality from his behalf. It's being wasted because he's just not being given game time. And that's, between the transfer fee and his wages, 20 million quid. 20 million quid. That's nuts when we're being told we can't afford to sign players. YouTuber said, I worry about our style of play. Yes, we're winning the league, but it often feels nervy passing it around the back, and sometimes I wonder where the goal is going to come from. So there are 2 parts to this that I try to think about, YouTuber, when I look at the way that we play. So a part of me can understand the pragmatic way that when we get possession, Virgil wants to make sure that everybody is in the positions they're supposed to be. So the fullbacks are where they are, and the centre back partners where he is, and maybe the defensive midfielders dropped a bit deep. So I get that part of it because we don't want to turn over possession and be caught on the counter or be caught with space in behind. But from that point on, I think it's too monotonous. It's too side to side. It feels almost Pep Guardiola-ish in the way that Arna's trying to keep moving the ball until the perfect pass is there. But when you play a low block team, we've never been able to break down that team. So where we've always thrived has been in moments of chaos. And that's why I keep coming back to saying, I'm okay if this is just Arna being pragmatic for now. But if we go into next season and we're still starting this slowly and we're still playing with no real guile or craft to break teams down, I do think Liverpool fans will become a little unsettled because, we do have a style of football that the club has a philosophy of. And if Arna just wants to be pragmatic this year, grand. But when he gets his own players, I do hope we see a little change to the style. Benjamin said, I agree, Craig. I'm utterly delighted we've won the league, but I can't help but worry about our build-up play and our inability to bring a number 9 into play. It feels Pep-like. I don't like it. Same. I don't like the crosses either. It just feels like we at times cross the ball in hope rather than expectation. So, some teams get to a byline and pull the ball back to the edge of the box for a late break and runner or something like that. And you can understand that. All we seem to do today was get the ball on the left side, whether it be to Cody Gakpo, whether Luis Diaz had dropped back in, and then play a curling deep ball to the back post looking for Mo. How many times did you see that in the first half in particular? And that frustrated me. Cody Gakpo looked too one-dimensional when he was out there today, and he kept drifting inside to the right foot. And the one or two times he did actually take on the play around the outside, he got to the byline. But how do you have that many crosses and shots in a game with so little by way of end product? Something needs to be done in that regard. Who are we playing the crosses to? The Liverpool Prophet said, Craig, my mates say we don't care, we're going to win the league, but I think the performance are worrying. Don't want them to continue into next season. I think I understand both sides of that, If you asked me last August, would I take Liverpool winning the league with me being frustrated with some of the way we've played? Absolutely. Biting your hand off for it. So I don't want to sound like a hypocrite now. But I feel like there's been too many times this season where we've not really gotten out of second gear and ground out games. And, I'd like some faster starts. Stephen Brown said, wouldn't it be nice if Liverpool invited previous players and managers who won the title last time to the trophy lift as they didn't get a chance to celebrate it in front of the fans? Nice touch. Kloppo said he's going to be in the city. And yeah, look, a lot of the team will be there together, but it is also this group's achievement. I totally understand where you're coming from. And in some other weird way, yes, it'd be lovely to have an event where you can bring both of them all together. But for that one day, I do think it should be about the people who are here right now. But it's a lovely sentiment, and I totally get where you're coming from.